Hi there, this is Kate in the Nest, and I'm so glad that you can join me for this making session because indeed spring has sprung. We've been working on our Roxy's Journal of Stitchery prompts, and today I've been working on my field notes journals. So it's actually been, a fantastic day for me to get to work in paper in the morning. My husband took me out for lunch, and then this afternoon I have truly been playing. So those of you who have been with me for a while now, and I want to say thank you to each one of you, know that I am on a journey, and my discovery is how much I love nests and nesting and colour. So I've surrounded myself with a latest, I don't want to call it an obsession, but you know what I mean. This is a quick and easy project that, as someone who's been crocheting for a long time, I'm just finding so relaxing, so wonderful that, of course, now I can't stop. So where did this begin? I did Pauline Franklin's course on how to crochet a bag, and this is still my favorite. This was made up completely of remnants. I started at the green door with this base, and then I came home and raided what I had. So the result is quite raggy because I ended up with this very frayy material at the top. So I loved doing that, but it was hard on my fingers, and I was using a giant um, hook for that. But many of you have said, how do you do it? And I thought we won't start with that, but we will start with something smaller. So I'm going to take you through some smaller projects, but just to show you how versatile this can be once you started. I have been experimenting with the difference between using, this one was all, they weren't fine cotton, so it's best to do the same sorts of fabric, but the bottom was stretchy, and I loved the feel of that. So this one here, I thought I better get more uniform, and this is all cottons, but still with, I love that distinctive, edgy, frayy look. So I did that, and then I thought, okay, before, because people are saying, can you show us your work and how do you actually do it? But before I show that, I better just learn some more. So I've been YouTubing nonstop, and I've discovered that I'm quite late to this, and many of you have been using t-shirts, which is like the stretchy cotton to make bags and purses for ages and ages. And one of my subbies, a shout out to, I think it was Kathy, that said she gets compliments because she's made many purses and pouches when she goes out, and I love that. So this one I did all in stretch, and I have to confess that I have bought some stretchy fabric because my boys have moved out of home and I haven't got t-shirts around me like I would have once. I have this red stretchy from an op shop last week, meters and meters, that cost me $5. And so now, guess what? I've got a new spot to go. Wherever I go, I'll be shopping. I will be looking in fabrics for this sort of bag, as well as stretches, because I didn't have any stretches. So that's the big long intro. This is what I've been trying out as a first project, and I'm going to move those big bags away and tell you a little about this. This one doesn't really require a base, and literally it grows up very quickly. Like if we counted the rows, there's about 10. That might be, I haven't counted because I don't count. What I'm thinking is that this can be so versatile. I could put a chain handle on it and have it as a little under, over the shoulder bag. I could put a zipper. These are the wrong size, but I got these from Beck, and I just thought, wouldn't that be a cute way of bringing my cottons and my crocheting projects around? So it's another nest. Or if I don't want to do a zipper, I was thinking I might turn one of these flowers that I made off that flower loom, thank you Michelle, and crochet a little what am I trying to say? A loop over there. So it would just be easy to open and sit in the nest here with things in it. And of course, if I take that bag out, I could pop it in as a pouch. So if you're interested in making, keep with me. If you're not, I hope you're working on your own project, and whichever way, you're going to hear Kate very excited. So I'm going to talk to you. You only need 2 stitches like anything. And because I've been watching YouTube, I'm still experimenting. So I thought I'd use this to show you the concept of everything that we're going to make. You need a base, and basically you have to increase some stitches to get to the width you want. So this is going to be my first round bag. This bag, the base, started out as a long rectangle, and I increased around the edges until whenever you want it, and then you go straight up. So we're going to learn about increasing and what that means in terms of shape. So I have this one on the go that I'm going to, let's just show you how easy it is first, and then we'll get into the technical details. All of these bags have been crocheted with a large hook. This one is a 6.5, and this one down here, giant, is an 8. But I have seen people on YouTube using size 10. So that's a way to, just have a few rows and get your bag, your purse, whatever you want, pouch, in a fast time. So the only stitch you need to make these is the chain. And it's not time for a chain, but I'm just going to reassure you, this is the chain. You have a loop, you put your fabric over, and you pull it through. That's a chain. If you can do that, and one more thing, you can make as many bags as you like. So the other main stitch is, what have I got there? I've got this, I've been using my inks a lot. And yeah, the other stitch, in Australia we call it the double crochet, in US it's single crochet. To me it doesn't matter. All we do is just check that I'm in the center. Okay, here's your hook, through the loop, put your fabric, your wool, whatever, over, pull it through. You've got 2 loops, your wool, fabric, whatever it is, over the hook again and through the 2 loops. So that makes the stitch that fills every row. Now this bag looks different to you because I've been experimenting. I've got some stretchy, I've got thick fray cotton, I've got velvet stretch, and what else have I got? Oh, a bit of a tablecloth. So this one is not as even in the shape going up the side, and if I don't like that, I can undo it, and literally it would be 2 rows, because I was doing that last night in the dark, but I love the colors. Okay, so double crochet one more time and we'll move on a little bit and we'll start one. Okay, so there's your loop, in, wrap it around your hook, pull it through, over your hook again, and through 2 loops. And if you're a beginner crocheter, I would actually recommend this because it's fast. You're using big hooks, like we start knitters off on big needles with big thick wool, and you can see your stitches. So that's that little pouch. I've showed you that. This one here is like my middle size. I've forgotten I had this one. This is another experiment, and it shows you more what we start with. So here is the first row that we're about to start, and then we sort of go around that rectangle and we gradually increase at the ends, and then we grow it up. Okay, so what, and look, this might be all confusing to you, and I understand that. So as I said, just go on to YouTube, and there are literally hundreds of thousands of videos. So nothing new here, but it's just, I know some of us, oh, I'm going to get, so here's my opportunity to talk to you about the strips. We, Pauline suggested in our fine cotton 1.5 centimeters. I've had to make, well, let me talk to you. Some I've torn. If I want the frayy look, I like, instead of cutting, I tear. And my husband said, "What is that sound, Kate?" And I said, "It's like me ripping the sheets up. It's just a very satisfying feel." But basically, you have to make your own wool, cotton, fabric, whatever you want to call this, to crochet with. So you're as free as anything. That's an oppie shoppy piece of gingham that I've used in lots of my pieces. Here's another bit. And again, I'm not throwing anything away. This one I've used on the, got the rotary cutter out. My mum was overjoyed because I haven't ever used the ones that she's given me. But I always thought there may be a time. So this is sort of the length width that I like. And this is a short one. It took me ages and ages to work out how to get very long strips. I've worked that out now, so that this strip is on and on and on. I don't want to explain that to you, mainly because I can't. It's taken me a long time. My mathematical mind went a bit boggly. So this is going to be in stages. You can go forward or backward or just turn me off, but I'm going to have some fun with you. So slip knot. Now, some people do this fast and others it takes a while. Again, I've been doing it for years. I just wind it up and pull the loop through like that. All right, we're going to make that the first stitch. Pull it up to, and I'm using the really big crochet hook to show you. And obviously we won't make the whole bag on this, but it'll give you the idea. Okay, so you've made your first loop with a slip. Chains. 1, 2, so chain is just over and pull it through. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that is the start of the bag. Now, I hope you noticed, because I did, I went, okay, you've started with it. Crochets up really quickly. So a length like this doesn't make many stitches. Okay, I'll pull that done and show you that how many stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches out of that length there. So the secret is have lots of fabric already in one long strip. People use sheets, and you can also buy, I've been researching our shops here because I went to the shops to see if don't have it, but t-shirt, is it t-shirt yarn they call it, is already done for you. So here we go, and we're going to see if we can make our first foundation row. Now in this one you can choose how many chains you put on, because that will determine how long your pouch is. So let's have a look at this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I remember I did 14. So let's do that. And every one is different depending on, see, this one's thinner because this was the Oppie Shoppy nylon. This stretchy is cotton, and you can't see the pattern very well, which is not fun. So let's do a stretchy wedgie. Let's make sure that I have the right pattern. Nope. What's going to be the easiest for you to see? I've got this black one, which I know are long strips. Let's try this for contrast. Okay, so slip knot. This might be hard for you to see, but we will try and see, and I'll do another one as well. Okay, so let's do, this could be nice for like an evening-y pouch. 1 chain, 2, oh, 2, don't pull them too tight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, see they're forming, 8, 9, 10. When you get to, if you've torn it, this is a bit, I've left a bit too much on here. So you just cut it up a little bit closer. Where was I up to? Were you counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it doesn't matter if you lose count because you don't have to count anything. It's just the length. So I'm looking at that and thinking I want a bit longer. So let's go 20. Sorry if I'm bumping you. I haven't even said how are you? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so there, that's probably a bit better, allowing for some stretch. I'll just make that last one. Can you see this? Or is it too far? Okay, so these little V's are your chains. So the only thing you need to remember now is that we're going to miss the first chain and go into the top of the second chain from your hook. And we're going to do the stitch that makes the whole bag. In the loop over the hook, pull it through. You've got 2 loops on and pull it through again. So that's your first double crochet for me and single crochet if you are in the States. So I'm going to just go along quite quickly, to show you how quick it is. And like others, I do find that I'm holding my hook a different way because of the size of the yarn. Okay, we'll just flick that round, come through. So I'd love to know if you've made pouches and bags before, and if you've got addicted like I have. I've added this new thing that I do. Got my journals. Oh, I am, as I said, I'm nearly finished my field note series, and I'm thrilled with them. And I will film them, I think, over the weekend. So in every chain, the top of it, we're just doing a stitch until we get to the end. And see, I like these ends. You may not. You can neaten them all up. You could chop that, but I am looking for a little bit of, is it slightly? It is slightly because it's off to one side. So let's just cut down a little bit closer. And the great thing is, if you run out, you just go over and cut some more. What else have I learned? I've learned that I'm liking patterns and I'm not a printy person. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I didn't have these prints. Like, this was not in my cupboard. But I do like the effect interspersed with some plain for a pop. And that's why I'm doing all of these, because I'm sort of experimenting. All right, we've done a double crochet all along there. So it's just chain to this way, double crochet here. And now we are going to start making our base. So here, you can't see it, but that's really what we're up to. We've done 1/2 of the rectangle. And it doesn't matter how squidgy it looks or uneven, that will all come out in the wash. So we've got 1 stitch here, and we're going to go in it like normal. And we all have our own words to describe it. But for me, we've got to work out how to get to this side. We've got to go round the corner, round the loop, so that we can make another row on this other part of the chain. And again, I've watched and looked at some patterns, and everyone has a different number. But for me, to go around the corner, we've got 1 double crochet in there already. Let's see what 2 looks like. Okay, so that's moving my loop closer to this side, but I think in actual fact 3 would be better. So let's go into the same stitch. Oh. So we've got 3 double crochets into the 1 loop. Now it looks a bit funny, but honestly it's going to be the base of the bag, and you can just pull it tighter, and then we're around the corner. That's the slip knot, and you can pull that slip knot really tight as well, but I won't at the moment. And you can work it in, but I don't want to confuse you. So there's our 3 double crochet. There's where we made the slip knot, and here's the bottom of the chain. So we're going to do a double crochet in here. There we are, and we're round. We're around the base. And now it's a matter of just feeling, and this is why it's good. You've got a big hook and big loops. So like the stretchy is a good way of doing it. If you start fine, it might be a little bit more tricky to see the loops, but it still works. That's what we did at our course. And the only reminder is not to do it too tight, because really we're going round a corner and we're making the edge of our pouch as we go up. So this is going to be the base of our pouch. So all we're doing is that same stitch. Oh. All the way along. And if you can't, if you're worried about which hole, just stretch it out and you can see it. So I know I've got to go in that next one. Are you itching to get your hook out? If you are, pause me. Don't cancel me, pause me and go find some things, because it is, again, just a joyful practice. And we love our slow stitching. And this is also a fun thing in that I'm finding it very easy. This is something that you can sit in front of the TV or Netflix or whatever you're doing, and you don't have to. It just grows in your hands. The fastest thing actually I've ever made. That's why I've got so many of them already. And I do sleep. Okay, so I've been chatting away, and look, we could even time how many minutes that took. We're at the end of the row. I'm just going to slow down so you can see. Right, so that's the bottom of the pouch. We can make it a small bag, whatever. In fact, that's another thing. You don't have to commit. You can just go, okay, this will need handles, or no, it doesn't. So I'm up to the last chain, and this is where we did our first double crochet. So we're going to just slip our hook in and do a slip stitch. So that's not a special stitch, it just joins it up. So let me see, can you see that? And don't get worried, that's my tie. Let's cut that off a little bit, so I'll work that in later. So we had a chain that we started here. It's now up, so let's go this way, it's probably easier. So this is where we started. We did a chain along that way, then we did a row of double crochet down to the end. When we got to the last stitch, we did 3 double crochets to get us around the corner. Then we did double crochet all the way back to here, and to make it even, we just did a slip stitch. And the slip stitch is just put your hook in, grab the yarn and pull it straight through, and we're done. So now this is, I've flipped it over because we're going to start building the bag this way. And to understand it, so that was the increase. The 3 down there was your increasing, and actually I should have done 2 up here. Sorry. So that's 1 and 2. And then we slip in. Apologies for that. Yep, that's rounded it. Too busy talking. All right, what do we do now? We need to go up the ladder, as Zoe calls it, to get a bit of height for our next stitch. So I've just done a chain there, and we're going to do a double crochet into that same spot. So that's given us the height to start the next row. And are you ready? That's all you have to do. That's the hardest bit. And now we've got 2 loops for each stitch. See, there's your double crochet. The chain one was the hardest. Now we're just on top of the double crochets, and you just flip along. And again, just use your hands to feel where the hole is. So as I said, this is 20 stitches. I think for our larger bags, I think I've done one at 25, I've done one at 30. I think I'd like one to, in fact, these are sort of my next form of nests, if you like. I can put projects in them and take them out to the studio or wherever I'm going. And what you will see happen is when we get to the end, we are just going to go around it. No extra stitches this time, just straight around. And the result of no extra stitches is that it starts to sort of buckle and turn up, and you want that to happen. It's like a thing you don't want to have happen often, but here it's intentional. So see that? And this is going to be the outside of the bag. So you sort of can, once it starts to buckle, flip it in, and there you go. Like that. All right, let us pick the same process up again with this one, and I will finish all those ends off, but this is a bit brighter and easier for you to see. So here's my stitch. Now what I'm going to show you is how to join. Again, it is such a joyful process because it's way easier than anything else that you've done previously. So in terms of having to tie things off, etc. Where have I put, what needle am I doing? That one is that one. I'm using the orange needle for this. There it is. So on this loop I have my fabric that is running out. So all you do is grab your next one, this is quite cute, pretty pink. I'm standing up just so that this can be a little bit closer for you. Put it as if you're just going to do a normal stitch, put it in. Here's the new, just leave a tail on it and pull it through. It's a bit hard when I'm standing. Pull it through like this. So you've got your two loops, and just pull through and you're on your way. Now I'll just tighten that other stitch. So we've got two loops left, and now we can just work them in. So there they are. They're the tails, not loops. And so I just hold them along like you're knitting in something, hook in, through two. I'm really challenging myself here because I'm going around the corner as well. And because we're going straight up, no increasing, just stitch by stitch. And so those ends have disappeared. Now, in all of that, I can see this is the same material that I have used in the row before. So this is where the fun begins. I'm still figuring it out. You can do multiple rows of the same color and you could have your whole pouch in that. Here's a little pop back to my original contrast, two contrasts and some fabric in there. So it's just great playing time. There's two rows together, but because my strips are all uneven, it brings this beauty into it that, you know, do I like the look of this? This is too thick here, so to balance it out, I'm going to do a skinny row. This one, this fabric, I really like, but I need to concentrate on getting this to the outside of my stitch rather than all this white showing. So there, that one, let's pull that one undone. This is the other thing, so easy. So let's just do a few stitches like that, and then I might, oh, my whole yarn from the other one's fallen down. Okay, so Kate, concentrate. And I think this is where a plain t-shirt material would make it easy. I've also seen people working with two fabrics together, and that is wild. Comes out in a beautiful pattern. Okay, hook in, over, through. Hey, Do excuse me, there's the sneeze. There are blossoms coming out, so spring. There might be more sneezes. Yeah, I think I actually cut this probably a bit too wide. So you learn about the fabrics as well. I chose something not easy to show you, but that's what it's all about, learning together. Oh. See, now I'm getting a little bit too hasty for myself. Oh, come on, Kate. There we go. So I want to sort of have the pink come out a bit more and the orange. It's not working yet, but I'm learning. Let's hold it like that. Yeah, little stripe there. But I suppose that's another thing. Check out if the print is on both sides, because who would have thought this is like a 60s psychedelic, but when it comes out, you just see the different pops of colour. So I think that's probably enough. I hope I haven't overloaded you too much, but I suppose I just, as I said, it's afternoon time, which means I can do something other than my journals. And if you're new to all of this, it's just something so fun. It is a midweek. If you've done your prep of your cottons and things, or you have t-shirt yarn in the house, just go grab some strips, a big hook. 6.5 is that one. My big ones, this is on the 8. You can go even bigger, and that will help you get your bag or pouch started in super fast time. So this one, who knows what that will turn out like. Can't wait to show you my round one. Let me know if you want me to keep on sharing this process or what you need that would help you. So this is Kate from the nest, packing all her projects up into the bag, ready for some more. Oh, that's the ball of wool that's gone on the floor. And let's not forget that it can be a perfect place for our flowers to end up. Okay. Gosh, that was a lot. I hope you give it a try if you haven't before. This is Kate in the Nest saying bye for now. Bye.